Hi, I'm Skip Bennett. I'm the owner and founder of Island Creek Oysters. This is where all the baby oysters start. When we receive them from the hatchery, they're about 1 millimeter, which is far too small to get out onto the leases. So this system basically just pumps a lot of water by the oysters so that they're exposed to a lot of plankton. Oysters eat live plankton. We can't add anything to the water, so the plankton occurs naturally. So we just try to blow as much water by the oysters as we can. The oysters sit on screens at the bottom of these bins, and they're just down there feeding. We're able to contain them and keep them really clean. They'll actually just about double in volume every day when they're really growing. They'll move from here in about 3 weeks. They'll be big enough to go out onto the lease. They'll go into plastic mesh bags that are held up off the bottom so that they're exposed to a lot of flow. Again, a lot of plankton. We're gonna go see the oysters on the lease. So we'll head out on the water, and so they're sweet, but they're also where our leases are. It's very much in the kind of the open ocean. Okay. It's not very brackish, so they're very, very salty. So he's lowering the dredge now. It's a small dredge that's towed along the bottom. The oysters just grow kind of free range on the surface of the mud. We use the dredge just to scoop the oysters up. It's basically like a rake with a bag attached to it. Alright, so he's hauled the dredge out now. He's going to get the crates into position. And you can see the dredge is pretty much full of oysters. He's just going to get it into position and drop it down. And we haul the dredge up backwards to get it to dump. So it's full of beautiful market-sized oysters. Goes on all day, 5 days a week. Okay. Cool. Are you ready to learn? Let's learn.
Oh yeah. Especially now that I have these on.
This is the oyster plex. This is where all the oysters get sorted and washed and bagged and ready for market. This is where it all happens. Probably 10 to 15,000 oysters a day.
Oh, really? Gas tank, will they come right?
A lot. Not all the oysters will go to market. A fair amount will be put back out to grow more, or because the shape just isn't right. So the oyster it's held together by a little hinge right here. The mussel is always on this side. It's attached to the top and the bottom shell, and by the hinge it pulls the two shells together. So the way that you open the oyster is to go into the hinge, break the hinge, slide the knife along the underside of the top shell, and just cut that mussel, which was attached right there. So the oyster is still attached on the bottom, so you need to just cut that mussel free. And if you're really cool, you can do the flip.
The little flip.
Got eaten?
Yeah. Very good.
Okay. So these are oysters that are just set out on the bottom. They've actually been sitting there for a while.